Alright, people, so Rand Paul comes out and once again is telling the truth. ISIS exists. Here it is, right in CBS News. Rand Paul comes out and says, ISIS exists because of hawks and the GOP. Yeah, no shit. You know, Rand Paul once again telling the truth. And then you have retard Rick Santorum, more like retard Santorum, coming out and slamming Rand Paul, saying, I'd expect to hear that from maybe Bernie Sanders. So you have, them comparing Rand Paul to Bernie Sanders. You see that the establishment Republicans, the establishment does not like Rand Paul because he actually is, speaking the truth. Is he perfect? No, but he's very good compared to like a Hillary Clinton or, a Jeb Bush. So let's just go over this right now. These two articles right here. Rand Paul coming out saying, GOP created ISIS or the GOP hawks did, which is very true. How did ISIS come about? It came about because, we funded them, which I have, which I have covered how we have funded them numerously throughout on this channel. I have shown you even mainstream news documents that say, yeah, the U.S. funds terrorism. The U.S. or these terrorists kill backed by U.S. cash. I mean, I've showed them to you a lot. All right, I've already proven that point that we fund terrorism. So then you got that, and then you got also at the same time they're trying to overthrow secular dictators like Assad, Gaddafi, Hussein. And are those guys good? No, they're not great, but they're better than fucking ISIS. So when you overthrow a Gaddafi or a Hussein or an Assad, it just creates more room, it just creates more potential for ISIS to take over that country, like in Libya. So, I mean, there you go. That's what they're doing. They're overthrowing secular dictators to fucking help ISIS. And that, like Assad, he's trying to fight against ISIS. But we're trying to overthrow him. Does that make sense? Oh, I thought we were fighting a fucking war on terror. Huh? I guess not. More like a war on the American people. It's just fucking ridiculous how, people just won't wake up. You got that dumbass Rick Perry saying, yeah, it's good to have a distrust in government, but when it comes to military, you should trust the military. Fuck you, Rick Perry. Wait, you dumbass. The government runs the military, idiot. I mean, come on. See, that's like the retardation that's just present in this country right now. The fucking idea that we shouldn't have a distrust in the military when the government runs it. Think about that. Just think about that. We shouldn't trust the government, but we should trust the military, even though the government runs the military. Just bullshit. But anyway, again, Rand Paul's speaking the truth, and then, they got to come out and start bashing him afterwards because he's actually, exposing the lies to, create this big terror threat to destabilize the Middle East, take away our freedom, start another war for the military-industrial complex. So he's actually exposing it. And yeah, is Rand Paul perfect? No, he's not fucking perfect, but he's much better than, again, a Jeb Bush or an establishment person. So it just really gets me mad though how people just won't wake up to the fact that our government has helped created terrorism and is openly funding the terrorists. It's right out in the open. It's in mainstream fucking news, for crying out loud. So Rand Paul tells the truth. Kudos to Rand Paul. Rand Paul, I'm seeing him acting like not like a Republican as of late. I mean, he fucking filibustered the Patriot Act. He's more for legalizing drugs. He's not a neocon. So I mean, he's a constitutionalist. So I'm very much liking Rand Paul right now. I mean, again, he's not perfect, but he's much better than your typical Republican out there. So, but yeah, I mean, guys, just wake up to the fact. Show people that Rick Perry video. Just like you don't even have to be a so-called conspiracy theorist to explain this. show like your family or your friends, or tweet it out, the Rick Perry video of him saying it's good to have a good distrust in government, but military, it's not. Show people that video and just try to wake people up to, the military and how they can be used. The military themselves aren't corrupt, like the actual soldiers aren't corrupt, but the people who run it are. So try to wake people up to that, and try to wake people up to the fact that we're funding ISIS. I went on my channel a long time ago and I had like 5 mainstream news documents in my hand. And I showed them all to you, and I read out how in them they said that we fund terrorism. Show those to people. Try to wake people up. All right, just try. All right, because it's right out in the open. So there you go, people. I just wanted to make that video there. Good job, Rand Paul, for saying the truth about ISIS and how our government's actually the ones who created them. Oh, and now it comes out, ISIS has just taken over a key city in Syria now, like Palmyra or some shit like that. And it comes out we're losing the war, I guess. That's what a general said. We're losing the war against ISIS. So there you go, people. I mean, so we're clearly, we could fucking annihilate ISIS. Why are we losing against ISIS? Why the fuck are we losing against ISIS? Alright? We got a fucking military. ISIS has no military. We have fucking weapons 1,000 times better than them. Yeah, we're fucking losing to them. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, oh, we're losing. Then they're gonna do some terror attacks. Boom, boom, boom. And then they're gonna be like, oh, now we have to fucking go to war. Send our troops over. Boom, 10-year war. Boom, probably some no-bid contracts for Halliburton. First Amendment out the window. Second Amendment. Gotta get rid of all of them. So that's what they're probably gonna do, Pete. I don't know. That's probably a decent chance of that. I'm just saying though, like if that happens, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying if it does happen, be ready. I mean, I don't want to fearmonger over here, but I'm just saying I gotta say that because it could happen. We want to be prepared for the worst. They always say expect the worst, hope for the best. So I'm expecting the worst, so I am prepared for it if it does happen. And if they do some fucking false flag, we'll know that that it's the government, or even if it is a real terror attack, it kind of already is a false flag since we funded them and we opened the borders for them. So there you go, people. There's my video on Rand Paul and ISIS.